So you still haven't asked why, but I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
And the reason is twofold. Number one, as a Christian, growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my. You pull out the phone and use the.
It's in Genesis, but so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it. And you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology. I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker,
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
the
God's referring to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
Our friend Richard Medhurst found out something pretty interesting. And most of the prime ministers of Israel changed their name because they didn't sound Middle Eastern enough. You think I'm kidding? Let's watch a little bit of this.
I show you what I'm about to show you. Your mind will be blown. You're going to be blindsided. Every single Israeli prime minister has a fake name. Did you know that? I was just talking about Ben Gurion. Do you know what his original name is? It's Grun. Gruen. He changed it to make it sound more Jewish and sound more Middle Eastern. Do you know what Netanyahu's real name is? It's not Netanyahu, it's Milkovsky. I swear to God, go and look it up. You'll find Milkovsky. That's his real name. Remember what Israelis are. Israelis are European Jews. They don't come from Palestine, but they want you to make you believe. They want to make believe and make you believe that they come from this area, that they are indigenous to the land, that they're so Jewish, right? Even though they have no connection. So they changed the names. Here's another one. Moshe Sharat, his name is Chertok originally. You've got Levi Eshkol. Eshkol was Shklonik. So he changed it from Shklonik to Eshkol. Then you have Yigal Alon, his original name, Peikovitz. Golda Meir, Israel's first female prime minister. Her real name is not Golda Meir, it's Mabovich.
Golda my ass.
More like mad bitch. We have Yitzhak Rabin, right? His name is not Rabin, it's Rubitsov. Are you seeing the pattern? These are Eastern European names. Not Palestinian, not Jewish, not Middle Eastern. They're Eastern European, okay? They're not Palestinian. They don't come from this region. Yitzhak Shamir. He's a great one. You know, Yitzhak Shamir, he's on the wanted poster because he was wanted by the British police in Palestine for terrorism. But they don't tell you that. So Yitzhak Shamir, his original name is Yezernitsky. Shimon Peres, Persky. Netanyahu, I already told you, Malikovsky. I think I said Milkovsky, excuse me, it's Malikovsky. Never, it's the same point. Ehud Barak is Brog. So B-R-O-G. Brog. He changed it to Barak. Ariel Sharon. His original name is Shinerman. Shinerman. He changed it to Sharon. And Yair Lapid, who's, you still see him, changing, posts. His original name is Lampel. So he changed it from Lampel to Lapid.
And to the people who really do believe that God's chosen people rape, murder, destroy, pillage, lie, deceive, blackmail, Jeffrey Epstein, all of our politicians, buy, purchase, threaten, manipulate. Goodness, you may really want to crack open a Bible if you think that those are the signs of God's chosen people.
So let me bring in George Galloway. Now, you know something about this, and you also know something about the creation of the Israeli state. And, people say, well, it came from the Balfour Declaration, and people use that to justify the Israeli state. Could you talk about why that's not a justification?
Well, hardly. It was the first and I think the only instance in history when one people granted to a second people the land that belonged to a third people. And in the era of colonialism, we didn't even possess it as a colony at the time. It was a part of the Ottoman Empire. It was not ours to give away, but we gave it away to a group of European colonial Jews. They never made any secret of that. They met in Basel in the late 19th century, but they met many times in the United States, in Baltimore and many other places. The newspaper headlines are extant in which they described themselves as a Jewish colonial movement. And they were begging the British Empire to give them somewhere, anywhere, that they could found their Zionist settler state in. And they were in advanced talks with the British Empire about Uganda, about the Seychelles. They negotiated very seriously to have their state in Argentina, in Patagonia. That would have given rise to a different kind of PLO in the years to come. They were ready to found their settler state everywhere. They saw these white Europeans building settler colonial states in Australia, in Canada, in South Africa, Rhodesia, and so on. They wanted a piece of the action. It was only later that they invented ex post facto a religious justification for building their state in Palestine. As a matter of fact, all the leaders of the early Zionist movement were atheists. They didn't believe in God, but they believed that God gave them Palestine. It's a monstrous fabrication that a moment's study, 25 minutes of study will give you the whole antecedent of this thing.
Yeah, so in the aftermath of World War II, the Zionist movement finally had a little bit of legitimacy. So Zionism was born in the end of the 19th century as a result of the Dreyfus affair. So Dreyfus was a Jewish German officer in the French army. It's a little convoluted. He gets busted by the French for being a spy for Germany. The Jewish population in Europe interpreted that as an attack on a Jewish person. It's just as possible, if not as likely, that it was actually an attack on an ethnic German living in France, right? Yeah, there was probably, I'm not denying that there was anti-Semitism in France, there obviously was, but he was also German, so there was probably also a component of anti-Germanness. The reality was he was scapegoated. He had nothing to do with what he was being charged with. And so Zionists like Herzl are born, the Zionist movement is born, Herzl kind of being the father of it, in the Jewish population. It already existed as an idea. We described earlier Napoleon wanting to send Jews to Palestine. And so here are these profoundly racist anti-Semites. They coined the phrase anti-Semitism. The Zionist movement goes, maybe they're right. Maybe we should leave Europe. Maybe we can't make a good life for ourselves here. Herzl wasn't interested initially in Palestine. He was thinking someplace like Uganda. So in a really weird way, what happened was the creation of a population of white Europeans who wanted to conduct a colonial enterprise, not unlike the colonial enterprise that ended up with Argentina and the United States and Canada and Australia, where there would be a population of white people going to another country and ethnically cleansing and genociding the local population to take it from them. Ultimately, the Zionists really just wanted to go to Palestine. The Balfour Declaration sort of reinforces the idea of going to Palestine. Balfour was a British lord who said that's where they should end up. And then World War II happens. Before World War II happens, a lot of Jews decide to do this, and they begin migrating to Palestine. The Palestinian population welcomed them. They saw this as sort of a natural outcome. in part because historically Jews and Muslims and Christians in the Middle East got along.
Us to ignore the persecution. One of the things I don't understand about the Hebrew Israelites is they think the whole world, all of us, can't see the real Jews in Israel being persecuted by the whole world as we speak. As we're debating with the Hebrew Israelites, and Lord knows why we're even doing it, because we're lovers of truth, of course. As we're debating with them and trying to show them that they're not the real Hebrew Israelites, we're also watching those people get persecuted. The Jews all around the world are being persecuted. It's on the news every day. I don't understand. We have eyes to see. We see what's happening. Nobody's persecuting black folk in America. Nobody's persecuting black folk in America.
Nobody's persecuting black folk in America.
I don't have to give you my ID because I haven't did anything. You started talking about a break-in.
Okay.
I thanked you for informing me that.
Right.
I informed you that I'm resting because I'm about to go into Starbucks, right? I informed you I've been driving all night, right?
Well, Starbucks has been open for about 2 hours.
It's actually been open since 5. I checked my GPS. Okay.
Are you doing anything wrong?
No, I'm not.
So then what's the big deal?
I don't have to give you my ID. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No,
You don't?
I know the law. I don't have to give you my ID. I'm not doing anything wrong. I have not did anything wrong.
So
I've not did anything wrong.
So what you're doing now is leading me to believe that you might be doing something wrong.
No, I'm not doing that. So don't try to trump up no charges. I saw like get your phone out, start recording. Start recording right now, honey. May I take get Annika on the phone. Get Annika on the phone.
Why are you getting so worked up?
Because I gotta have protection. Because I don't know where this is about to go. I gotta have protection.
I was that.
Right.
But I am.
But you do, and your car match the description partially, so we need to further investigate.
You please
if you're not going to comply, we're going to take you out of the car, put you in the back of our car, and we'll have that conversation downtown. Is that what you want to do?
But all black 50-ish men.
Bro, stop saying black.
With us. No, this is what you said, officer. You said the description was a tan vehicle.
Yeah, right. There you go. Tan-ish.
50-ish.
Great.
Again, your issue.
Sir, are you going to comply or not?
50-ish black man. Was this black man clean shaven? Did he a beard?
This is not negotiable, sir.
Did he have, no, it is very negotiable,
bro.
Because my rights are being violated,
buddy.
If you guys don't have a more
Listen, pal.
description.
Listen, pal. I know you think that you're going to make a stand or something. It's going to be the hill you die on. This is not going to be the hill you die on, bro.
Nobody's persecuting black folk in America.
Nobody's persecuting black folk in America. The Hebrew Israelites want us to ignore the persecution that the real Jews are experiencing all over the world. In the news, just today, college campuses get shut down by protesters, Jews being attacked. The attacks happen in Israel. Israel is at war right now. The Hebrew Israelites are in America chilling with us, free as a bird. No slavery, no oppression. They got oppression in the mind. They got oppression in the mind. Free as a bird, but in their mind they're oppressed. Man, you're not oppressed. Don't nobody care about y'all. Don't nobody care about us. Ain't nobody messing with us. Let me tell you how free y'all are. The Hebrew Israelites are so free that they can steal a whole other nation's identity while they're in America. Ain't nobody doing nothing about it. Man, that's freedom. That's freedom. Is it religious freedom? We see the Israelites being persecuted right now. And we see y'all are not being persecuted right. Only thing y'all suffering is people trying to wake y'all up and tell y'all the truth. That's the only thing y'all suffering. Disagreements and online debates. Me roasting y'all in the comments. Me roasting y'all with this Debunking Hebrew Israelites series, the 4th video. If you haven't seen the other 3 videos, go watch them. I'm picking them apart. This is what they asked for, and I'm giving it to them. Some of the videos are going to be kind of like generalizations like this one. But the first 2 were scripture based. I got more scriptures I'm going to go through. But, you know, some of this we have to approach with a common sense methodology, if you will. You know, it's common sense. We see what's happening, the curses, the prophecies, who they're actually happening to and who they're not. Every nation on earth has been through some things that look like the curses in Deuteronomy, that look like prophecies throughout the Bible. Different people groups have been through slavery. Black people weren't the only people suffering in the transatlantic slave trade. Different people groups have been persecuted against, racism, nationalism. So every people group has suffered some of what the Israelites have suffered through. But to think that we're just going to ignore 3,000 years of history from Deuteronomy to the transatlantic slave trade. Like 70 AD, the Romans conquered Israel. They tore down the temple, right? And then the Jewish diaspora, the Jews were scattered at that time all over the world. You want us to forget that? Like, we just gonna skip over that, and then we just gonna fast forward 1,500 years, and then the transatlantic slave trade started, and now it's like, this is it. This is it. Deuteronomy mentioned something about ships, like people got shipped all over the place. That's it. That's the proof. That's all the proof we need. Ignore everything else. Ignore all the scriptures in the Bible where they were enslaved and scattered all over the place. And then in the Old Testament, and then that the fact that happened again in the New Testament. Let's ignore history. We're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna connect two dots. Deuteronomy said something about some ships. There was a black man on the ship back in 77. We the real Israelites. It's not how life works, man. That's not how truth works, man. I'm sorry. There's the Bible, there's archaeology, there's history, there's biology, you know, the DNA just don't match up. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry to give you this news. You're black, okay? You're black, okay?
You're black, okay?
Like me. We come from Ham. It's okay. It's okay. God bless you guys, man.
Dead people. Basically, they are human shish kebabs because the Assyrians were notorious for their cruel practices. They wouldn't just kill you because that's too humane. They would torture you first and make sure you die a slow, painful, and exemplary death to the rest of your comrades. Anybody see? Tell me what's going on here. Yeah, you've got the soldiers are laying out two men, and if you look carefully at their legs, you see lines on their legs. Those are exposed muscles and tendons. Because like we said, the Assyrians wouldn't just kill you, they'd torture you first. So they ripped off the flesh of these men to help them die in a more painful way, and also in order to intimidate their enemies. They were brutal. So let's continue down the line. We've got more slaves that are leaving the city. Now somebody tell me the difference between this guy and this guy. Whose side do you think this guy's on? The Assyrians. Yeah, the conquerors, the Assyrians. And whose side do you think this guy's on? The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology. The slave, yeah, the people from Israel or Lachish. You can tell also by their distinctive hairstyle depicted in archaeology.
At a time when black history is being erased before our very eyes. When museum exhibits vanish, government records are sanitized, and the Board of Education itself is being dismantled one teacher at a time. And yet, there's one book which dares to defy the erasure. Black History Case Files, Buried Heritage, is not just a book, it is a resurrection, a reckoning. A lion's roar in the face of silence. This volume isn't here to simply revisit the past, it's here to expose it, to reveal what was hidden, censored, burned, or locked away. It unveils the ancient seals, symbols, and royal insignias once carried by long-forgotten Negro families.